This is advanced mind control gang stalking here. My guy's gonna die, but this is the corrupted hill giant. I just started charm kiting the corrupted hill giant. None of this will make any sense, but anyway, it was working so perfect, and I thought to myself, the perfect gang stalk for these guys, because I'd have to be a nice guy, because I can't be sure if he's a stranger or not, would be if a druid came along and needed this guy that druids need in this game to, like I'd have to give him up. But it was the most ultra rare occurrence at the same time too. He shows up like, I don't even know. I don't even know that the. Anyway, no, I need a part for my epic. It's called Ancient Rock. So he didn't even know that this was the mob that he needs. Give me the rock. This is advanced CIA mind control. This is the brilliance of gang stalking in the street. It's how it's always been. Is that since you're in public, since you can't there's like the 2% chance that it's not one of them when they do their gang stalking stuff. So they just anyway. But if I could explain it slightly better. So I was sitting here thinking, like, this is great. This technique of killing monsters in this game was working out perfectly for me. I'd never grabbed that guy exclusively and kited him around and gotten tons of experience. And I thought to myself, oh, that would be the perfect gang stalk for them if they just popped up behind me with like they literally did exactly the scenario that I played out in my head. You think, oh, your brain has a billion trillion neurons firing, and reading your mind wouldn't be that easy, but they've been working for years to get a baseline on people, I think. And then AI with 5G, you think about like one YouTube video is or not one, like one movie is like 4 gigabytes, and you can download that in minutes on 5G. And they have the technology of Ra or Set or snake gods or demons or whatever demonic mind control stuff. The Egyptian brain snake. Sounds crazy, but that's what's going on. That's what I've ascertained from studying this. So the CIA came to ruin my day again. They don't like me because I talk about their bioterrorism and their false flags, so I get special extra torture treatment. Their government is bioterrorist Nazis that did 9/11 COVID. They keep the trains running on time, but not really. Like, if Congress and the president disappeared tomorrow. If they all disappeared tomorrow, then the more bureaucratic jobs with honest people would go on just fine. But anyway. That's the mind control. That's why I have like no mental left. That's why I just slept on my basement floor last night, and felt way better than it was like there was feeling in my brain. Basement floor, because I have that 5G tower down there, and 5G doesn't penetrate well. So like laying on the basement floor, I get one bar of 5G. Like, I can't download anything if I didn't have Wi-Fi going. Anyway, this is the amazing Illuminata Kakaka, land of the free, home of the mind control, making 1,000-year-long plans that Hopi Indians predicted. I don't know. I don't trust that Hopi prophecy. Is that old or is that new? I don't trust anything. If Freemasons walk into everything. But their prophecy was like, they predicted railroads. They said there'd be like giant snakes covering the land or something like that. I forget what it was, but it amounted to be railroads. And then They said there'd be a giant web on top of the whole planet or whatever. Hey, what are you gonna do? So this is life in Nazi mind control, demon possession, gang stalk, torture land. That was the advance. Like, that guy's cackling in the CIA basement. Like, I can feel the demonic torment from it, like where it's like laughing into my brain. It's also laughing into his brain, but he's like, ah. Anyway, well, that's all that. Hey, they've been boiling us like frogs in a pot. You look at rap. Look at Tupac versus mumble rappers. I went walking as I opened my car window. I pulled up. They're doing massive brain damage to people. It's the kiddie brain poisoning, the neurotoxin poisoning when you're a kid with the jabs. It's the neurotoxins they're putting in the sky. It's the neurotoxins they're putting in the water. And then whatever dark forces get people to go, ha ha ha, that's silly. They wouldn't do that. Oh, they're doing that. That's silly. Insane. But anyway, this is they torture me, so I make these videos so that whatever, it's their 9/11. They want me to react like a Iraqi. Get your gun out, we're coming. But I didn't do anything. I farmed this land. We're coming to shoot you. I shoot back. You killed my family. Ah, look, he's a terrorist. You see, he's shooting back at us. I wonder if people imagine that Iraq was like America, and people were just like, they thought Iraqis were like Saddam, like they're people living in deserts. Probably barely knew their, what was Saddam's title? Was he prime minister? Dictator? Just called himself dictator? Anyway, I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, that's the 5G mind control torture chamber with his name, A Friendly Druid. There's a difference between friendly and I'm gonna be friendly while I rip your brain out from the inside. So there's a big difference. Anyway, that's your government. Like, they're fully cooked. They're fully brown shirt. They're very mad that God has them trapped on Earth. I'm very mad that God has me trapped on Earth, but I was happily dealing with it. They're like, oh, well, if we kill the peasants and then we have a space pyramid. Hey, how we doing? And we can triangle finger. And I can't speak on this. Like, this is what I get upset with. I'm like, God, it would have been so easy to tell them all off if you'd have told me they were there before they cooked my brain. Your government's Nazis. Yay. All media is sold out and evil. Yay. Hey. COVID was a bioweapon designed to mask 5G EMF poisoning side effects. And they did that so they could map your brain with AI. Well, they did that so that they'd have ultimate power of mankind in life. And I've tactically outmaneuvered them by jaywalking. NATO can't catch me. Or something like that. Anyway, I guess it's just good eventually always wins, and they've got to die horrifically sometimes or something. I guess that's it. I mean, hopefully they lose that. I hope the mind controlling Nazi people don't win. Ugh. But yeah, they come to ruin my fast, ruin my day, ruin my morning. They don't like me. They came for me. This is like what I've had to adjust my brain to. Like, called me King David, and now they're buying it because I've got the fucking, I got classical music in English all of a sudden. I suppose I went praying for help. But anyway, so now like they come into video games like, oh, you're tired, eh? Like, I was joking, like, had to re-mental my whole life and be like, oh, okay, that's true, I deserve this. And they're like, what'd they say? Like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be out there bombing people. That's like supposed to be your job. Like, they're mad. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm pretty sure the storybook goes that there were no innocents killed except for one. I wasn't with the killing of the innocents. But anyway, that's your Nazi government. That's their mind control tech. That's their yeah, but anyway, the guy was so upset. Like, hey, you're calling us out on false flag 9/11. You're supposed to be killing these. Like, no, they're civil people. I watched a rabbi just a few years ago talk about how the Muslims were the greatest friends to Jewish people in World War II. People change sides in fights, I guess. Now all of a sudden Israel is doing their false flag hoax. They're like, Bush got to do it. Bush got to do 9/11. Now we get to do our Nazism. I guess it's not how crime works. You don't get to. Anyway, it's all unfair to me. It's all. Nobody's supposed to have to deal with how you're supposed to deal with people that want to kill you. Like, if you react poorly, it shouldn't be. But preemptively planning it and organizing it and oppressing people, running apartheid so they'll be primed to fight back. That's some next level evil. Well, anyway, I don't know how to handle it. I do not know. I do not know. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be in courtrooms or stuff. I took that Bible lesson. But I don't think, Your Honor, their mind controlling me would play well. Especially not when the Freemasons own courtrooms and stuff. But, yeah. But, yeah, your government bioweapon attacked the planet. Like, this is not, I don't feel anymore, but I feel terrible about. Like, I don't like busting crime or being like, look at what you did, but I'm like trying to defend myself, and I keep thinking they'll stop, but the power of Satan compels them or something. I don't know what it is. Nobody tells me anything. I read stuff in books and say, oh, I like that. That feels good. Being nice to people is cool. Plus, I care about people. I used to care about people. Now they've mashed my brain out and cooked my brain out. Who knows? This is where I complain though. I'm like, God, like, you got these guys are talking to Egyptian death gods, and like nobody's talking to me over here. I need help. I I know I'm not a good person, but I'm not a bad person either. Or I wasn't now. Demon mind control. Once they hollow out your brain, I don't think angels want to live in your brain, but demons do. Snakes do, whatever they are. It's my own fault for reading the Bible, and I was like, I'll take the Job 28 challenge. I mean, after this started, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if it was Job 28. I forget. At the end of Job, it's like, oh, if you can, and I'll say your own hand can rescue you. I'm like, I had a cat. Help me, God. Help me. But I don't trust anything. I've lost all trust. I don't know how I got here. My life was beautiful and happy. I worked hard to make it that way by ignoring people, and then they came for me. I said, you're not allowed to enjoy stuff and things pleasantly. I will torture you. And they tortured me. And then I was tortured. This is complicated math that they had to torture dogs to find out. I suppose I'm supposed to say none of them are righteous, not one, but I grew up much more wise in Valley Stream. They were brought up to it and they didn't know any better, and I think they have to for some reason. Plus they're cruel and mean, and they're in whatever trap they walked into, and I don't know, a spiritual trap. I don't know how to walk them out of it. I don't know how to get me out of it. I've been praying for 16 years. I said, God, you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to help people. I read that it was what God did. I don't know. Anyway, my trouble is like the way I complain. People are like, oh, I'm like, oh, I just think that like God's better than the worst of my stupidity. That's what I always assume. And then I come up short and be like, what the fuck, man? How is this? Nobody told me I was supposed to be on guard against demons and Nazis. I was 5 years old and they're like, there's no such thing as God. And I was like, oh. But I still prayed a lot in the soccer net when I was playing goalie. Hey. Anyway. Oh. So anyway, that's your bioterrorist country. It's apparently my job description to call out bioterrorists and be like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. That's bad. Cooking people's brains is bad. Nobody told you, but poisoning babies is bad. It's wrong. Hey. They're like, no, but then you can't hack their brain unaware, undetected. Like, oh, you're not supposed to hack babies' brains too. That's also, it's implied in be good to people. It's implied in the golden rule. So anyway, nobody told me I was supposed to know better and tell everyone better. Oof. But anyway, your government's bioterrorists. They did 9/11. They did COVID. They've got a mind control tower on your corner. If you think something, they'll know it. But they're overwhelmed too. Manpower. They'd have to have AI detect you, and so you could surely think freely and think about suing your government for bioterrorism, or suing your government for false flag 9/11, or suing your government for I don't know, for poisoning your babies. I gotta wonder about like the honest people that are stuck in the system, and they're like, oh man, I keep telling them this is poison in the water, and they keep coming back and saying that's fine. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? If you keep yourself clean, if you keep yourself pure, if you keep yourself good intent, life is amazing. If you're doing these Nazi things, they gotta come torture me every day so they feel like they're getting over or whatever. Ugh. Insane but true. It's my most honest opinion on what's going on here. I have no idea what's going on here. But they all knew. They all came for me all at once. Oh, the happy secular. Oh, this is like this. Oh, the FBI is about to show up because people are mind control attacking me. Like somebody just saw this. Nope. Surely I'll be assassinated in the street. These guys assassinate people. I just learned. Nope. Mind control torture instead. So anyway, well, it's your government. Let's confuse people not knowing how to treat people like people and treat animals like they count. And while I'm griping on everything, you don't need to train your dog to be obedient. You become your dog's friend. You don't need to train your cat. You be your cat's friend. Let your cat be chill. My vet said not 1 in 100 cats is as chill as my cat. And I thought to myself, I treat him nice. He doesn't want to come in, he doesn't get brought in. He doesn't want to go out, he doesn't get shoved out. I mean, a little bit. He gets shoved out a little bit when he's like waiting at the door, but like, you gonna go? Anyway, I don't know. I'm supposed to treat people good and treat people nice and treat dogs and cats good, and not supposed to do bioterrorist experiments on ferrets because they're the closest analogy to the human immune system or whatever. That's what I read when I had feelings. Back when I just judged life by my feelings. Oh, that's so wrong. Now they cooked my brain out. I said, you would die horrifically. I said, no, I don't like to die horrifically. They're like, you're not a man, you're afraid to die horrifically. I'm like, I'm not a man, I'm afraid to die, not die horrifically. Oh, well. And that's that. And they're slaughtering babies right now in Gaza. It's amazing, my Facebook feed, like, they know the trauma-based mind control techniques. Like, it's this poor burn victim girl that they always show up like third when I'm scrolling down on my Facebook feed. I know it's specialized attack because it's got 5,000 likes on it, where it should have like 1 million likes if it went around to everybody, but it's specifically like, people suffer, so you must suffer. I'm like, I have my own levels of suffering here. You don't need to add extra. And they're like, no, but we're bioterrorists. You're supposed to be slaughtering cannibals. And I'm like, oh, you guys are economic cannibals. Oh. I don't do that anymore. I learned better. You put your hand on the hot iron, you learn better. I suppose. But anyway, that's the Nazi bioterrorism. That's the 5G mind control. That's the when my Christian friend says Satan and his demons are so legalistic, and I say, okay, well then it's none of their fault because they were poisoned as babies and they were taught wrong. But they keep doing it at the same time. And I say, oh, this must be the seek justice, love mercy thing, and nobody does it. And then they say, oh, look at these awful Jewish people. And I say, oh, you're torturing them and you're making everyone hate them. Like, if you made everyone hate yourselves, if you guys weren't on Good Day America, like, people knew what you guys are doing, I think you'd have a bitter face too. But anyway, well, that's all that. That's the insanity here. I don't get it. I don't get it. I look at God and I say, oh, well, God's got a really hard job. He's got 7 billion people over here. If these storybooks are true. It's gotta be hard to micro without wanting to be a micromanager. You're supposed to be near to your heart to be a good person. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Maybe tomorrow the world won't be Nazis and we can all be friends again, but it's dubious with these demons. I don't know how to fight demons. But I know you shouldn't be a force multiplier for demons by cooking babies' brains and putting shitty music on to teach kids shitty lessons and then saying, oh, look how shitty the people are. They're not well refined like us elites. Well, yeah, your own club has been teaching them shitty things. Anyway, that's all the stack shit I got for today.